Most reviews will not tell you this about this product. First off, let me get something out of the way. I'm using a eufy 4K NVR security camera system with a bunch of features that I'm not gonna mention. Link is in the description. So, this thing is not for the DIY homeowner on a tight budget. If you're thinking of cutting corners on security just because it's a wired system, don't even bother looking into this. This thing costs more than a few entry-level security cameras because of its expandable and professional features. But for those who actually need serious security, like business owners, property managers, or homeowners living in a high-crime area, the eufy 4K NVR will deliver. In fact, in the months I've been using this, it's caught numerous instances of suspicious activity right when it happened, thanks to the AI-powered cross-cam tracking feature. The live feed, although 4K, also streams smoothly 24/7, even when the cameras are positioned at the furthest point of the network. When you set this thing up, don't expect it to magically work out of the box. Setting up an NVR system can be intimidating, especially for those without extensive networking experience. But eufy has put together some of the more intuitive interface guides around. Once you're logged into the app, navigating the system becomes second nature. And let's talk about the actual footage quality. You'll get 4 different views from this triple lens camera, but you won't just be getting standard 4K footage, thanks to auto-framing and group tracking features that adjust to your specific security needs. I have mine set up in a way that the camera automatically zooms in on the front door whenever someone approaches. One thing that caught me off guard at first was the sheer volume of raw video data this system can generate. That's what the 4 terabytes hard drive is for, but you'll also need to account for the power draw and data transfer rate. And speaking of data transfer rates, be prepared for some occasional slowdowns if you're pushing the 24-channel limit. Now, this might seem like an NVR system reserved for the big boys, but trust me, it's not as expensive as the competitors offering similar 24-channel systems. If you're running a small to medium-sized business and you can afford to invest in a good security system, this eufy 4K NVR is worth a look. In fact, I've seen some users complaining about the lack of integration with more obscure security products, but let's be honest, 95% of users aren't dealing with obscure security systems in the first place. And if you do have to deal with obscure stuff, there are some workarounds on Reddit that'll save your bacon. If there's one thing you can't expect from this product, it's a built-in alarm system. That's gonna require some additional hardware investment. However, if you can get past the lack of built-in alarm and are willing to invest some time and money into your security setup, you might just appreciate the level of security this eufy 4K NVR system provides. Compare prices and check availability using the link below.